Hi BookTube, it's time for a haul. And the first book I've got to show you is, you'll have seen me do an unboxing of this, so I won't say too much more about it, and that's Death and the Penguin by Andrei Kurkov. And this is the first book in my new subscription to the Joy Book Club, and I've never heard of it before, and it's set in Russia, and one of the main characters in it is a penguin, and it's all about a guy called Victor who writes obituaries for a newspaper, but he writes them in advance and then they start to be published. So that means like the books, the obituaries that he's writing almost are predicting who's going to be killed and die next. So yeah, so I've started reading this one already, so it's pretty good so far. So I'll let you know in my wrap up what I think of that one. The next one I've been meaning to get for ages, and I kind of know really that this is going to suck me into the series and immerse me, and that is A Natural History of Dragons, and this is a memoir by Lady Trent by Marie Brennan. And if you just look at the cover of that, it's absolutely beautiful. This is totally down to Caitlin from Kitty G. I'll link her channel below. She absolutely raves about this series and I love her enthusiasm for it, and I just sort of knew that it was something I'd want to read. And I'll just give you a quick overview on the back, and it says, from Skeerland to the farthest reaches of Ariga, Lady Trent is known to be the world's preeminent dragon naturalist who brought the study of dragons into the clear light of modern science. But before she became the illustrious figure we now know, there was a bookish young woman whose passion for learning defied the stifling conventions of her day. Here at last, in her own words, is the true story of a pioneering spirit who risked her reputation, her prospects and her fragile flesh to satisfy her scientific curiosity, of how she sought true love and happiness despite her lamentable eccentricities, and of her thrilling expedition to the perilous mountain of Verstrana, where she made the first of many historic discoveries that would change the world forever. So this sounds absolutely brilliant, and it's actually, as I flick through it, it's got some fabulous illustrations in it, and I will try and show you one now. So absolutely beautiful. So I can't wait to get that one. I think I'll be reading that pretty soon. The next three are some graphic novels that I've bought, and the first one is I Hate Fairyland by Scotty Young, and this again has been highly recommended, and I've seen this quite a lot on BookTube channels that people love it. And I think it follows the story of Gert, who as a young child wished to go to Fairyland, and the wish came true, but unfortunately she's grown up, but only in mind, not in body, and she's absolutely peed off with Fairyland and wants to get out of there. So apparently it's a really like fun, kind of irreverent novel, so I'm looking forward to that one. And again, the illustrations are bright and colourful and quirky, and it looks great. So there's that one. The next one I've had my eye on for a while, and I'm really glad that I finally got it, and this is The Beauty, and this is by Jeremy Horn, Jason A. Hurley and John Rausch. And just look at the cover on that one, it's just so dark and gothic, and apparently this is to do with an STI that people get that makes them absolutely beautiful, but unfortunately they die after 2 years, and I don't know too much more about it than that, and I'm quite happy to go in blind. And it's been highly regarded and well reviewed, and it's got like quite a fabulous colour palette on it, so I'm looking forward to this one as well. And the next one is, this is Saga Volume 3 by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. I recently started with this series, and I think they're up to Volume 6 now, which is either just out or about to come out. And I'm absolutely loving it. It's absolutely great, this series, and I can't wait to get to the next instalment. So I had to get Volume 3 after I'd just done 1 and 2, and again the illustrations in this are absolutely beautiful. So that's another one. So yeah, highly recommend this one, and you probably know all about Saga because I think I'm probably the last person on BookTube to get to it. The next three are totally down to Tracy from Flamingo Reads. Now Tracy, I will link her channel down below, always goes to Poundland and seems to find really good books. So I actually went online and found the address of my local Poundland and went and had a look look at it, and they had some books that I'd not heard of but seem okay. So, and obviously they were £1. So the first one I got is War Paint by Alicia Foster, and this apparently is based on a true story of Bletchley Park in the war, where women were employed to write propaganda, and there were also some women painters who were employed to do drawings for propaganda purposes as well. So it's loosely based on truth, so this looks quite a good one, so I got that one. The next one is Butterfly's Shadow by Lee Langley, and this is it says it's a bewitching story of lost hopes and thwarted love. It opens where Puccini's opera ends, with Madame Butterfly, Cho-Cho-san handing over her only child to his American father before preparing to kill herself. In America, Joey grows up torn between two cultures, haunted like his parents by the memories of what really happened on that fateful day. But just as Joey's fate is inextricably linked with the country of his birth, so too is the fate of America, and both of their paths will ultimately lead to Nagasaki. So that one sounds pretty good as well, and for £1. And the final one I got was called The Walking by Layla Khadivi, and this is a lovely, absolutely gorgeous book, and it's beautifully produced, and it's got French flaps on it, and this appears to be set in Iran, and I'll just give you the blurb from this one. And it says, if I can hold it where you can see it, "We must go, we must, for our dignity, for our future, for a chance. Don't we deserve a chance? Iran 1979, the mullahs have come to power and they want everyone to know. Two young Kurdish brothers, Saladin and Ali, are forced to swear their loyalty to the new regime by taking part in a massacre. In the traumatic aftermath of the killing, they flee. For Saladin the Younger, the decision to travel west is exciting. This is the direction of Hollywood, Los Angeles, America, but his euphoria is not enough for the reluctant Ali, who brings heart and soul to the mountain town of his birth. As they cross the treacherous Zagros Mountains, by foot to Istanbul, to the Azores, by freighter, and finally a smuggled cargo aboard a plane, Saladin realises that his dream of a better future can only be fulfilled alone. And as he walks along the hot, shimmering beaches of Los Angeles, the promised land, unbearably dislocated, Saladin must define who he will become and who he's always been. The Walking is a haunting and beautifully written story of exodus of those who many people torn between the lure of home and the lure of hope." So that sounds pretty good, and I've not read many books about Iran. I think the only one I've read is Persepolis, so that'll be quite interesting to see. So not bad again for £1. The next one I've got is Paper Butterflies by Lisa Heathfield, and this again I've seen get really positive reviews on BookTube. This is a second book. The first book is Seed, and I've got that on my shelf but I've not read it yet, but apparently that's about a sect, but apparently this book is even better. And it says, June's life at home with her stepmother and stepsister is a dark one and a secret one. Not even her dad knows the truth. She's trapped like a butterfly in a net. But then June meets Blister, a boy in the woods. In him she finds a glimmer of hope that perhaps she can find a way to fly far, far away, because every creature in this world deserves their freedom, but at what price? And it says, a heartbreaking page-turner with a shocking twist from the highly acclaimed author of Seed. So that looks really good. So that's that one. And the final one I've got to show you, which you might have seen in my reading week, is the children's book, The Shark a Bit Things He Shouldn't by Dennis Bond. And I bought this because it was a book I read to my children when they were young over and over and over, and they loved it. And following a conversation we had recently about it, we realised that we'd lost our copy. So I found this on the internet as a second-hand copy, but it's absolutely immaculate condition, and it's just glorious, and it's not a very well known, but it's all about the story of the shark, a bit things he shouldn't, and it's funny, and it's just a lovely children's story. So if you've got youngsters, I thoroughly recommend this one if you can find a copy. I think there were quite a few, and I know Dennis Bond wrote quite a few others in this similar sort of vein as well. And it was certainly lovely to revisit it again. So that's my haul for now. Let me know if you've read any of these and what you think, and I'll see you all soon. Keep reading. Bye!